KSNewsTalk.com.
This segment of Up and Adam brought to you by Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K and carsforkids.com.
Go to centralmediaservices.com/upandadam or find the link on any of our social media outlets, Facebook or Twitter, for the video feed for today. And use Central Media Services yourself to broadcast whatever the heck you're doing.
That's right. How does one find your Twitter? What's your Twitter, guys?
At Jack Tomzak. And Andrews is at Fake Batman.
No, it's not. Andrew Lee TCNT.
At Andrew Lee TCNT.
Yep. Dylan's is at Captain Fingerpaint.
It's not Captain Fingerpaint.
CAPT Fingerpaint.
And Ben D. Johnson.
Ben D. Johnson.
Speaking of Ben D. Johnson's.
Also, we're going to be at the auto show this Sunday, broadcasting live at noon. So come out and say hello to us there as well. I will probably not be going as Batman.
No, you should. I'll wear my Superman, my whole getup.
No, I don't believe you.
I'll do it.
I don't believe you.
I'll do it. I promise.
No,
you should get some.
You promised yesterday.
You should get some type of tights outfit too. We'll both wear them.
Oh, should I?
Yeah, we will. We'll both do it. Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Noon at the auto show? Noon. How long are we on air?
There's a lot of times there's Batmobiles at the auto show. You think if I do show up like this, I could just leave with it?
Yes.
So that's mine.
Absolutely.
You got my car.
No one's going to question it.
Oh, of course not.
Batman? Okay, this is your. Go ahead.
Batman's here.
Batman. So.
Have you guys done any looking into what kind of the marquee attraction is at the auto show this year?
Up and Adam at noon
on Sunday,
and Batman's going to be there.
Like, I wonder if they have
come meet Batman, kids.
Thought you were
some
a journalist.
self-driving cars or some.
I don't know. It's always neat.
I hope there are
you can't afford.
I hope there are self-driving cars. I'm fascinated by self-driving cars. I think it's a neat development, and I've said on the show a number of times that I think that is going to be a game changer in terms of how cities are run, and I think a lot more people are going to use them than I think people realize.
I don't think it works here where there's ice on the roads and you need judgment and a person doing it. You're essentially advocating for car drones. Car drones, Andrew.
Yeah.
And what does a self-driving car do when it loses traction or has to make a judgment call?
It's a robot. It doesn't make errors.
Skynet. Is that what you want? Is that what you want, Skynet?
I'm okay with it.
Well, maybe there's like a manual override though, and then you can beep boop and take.
Have you not seen the movie that I can't think of right now? WALL-E. Have you not seen WALL-E? WALL-E. We get self-driving cars. People become fat and lazy and not know how to drive a car. So you can manually override and then jerk the whole thing into a bridge if you want.
No, I don't think you should be allowed to. I think part of getting a license will still be you need to know how to drive a car because you're going to have to be able to take it over if you need to. There will be manual overrides.
Yeah, I prefer to drive my car.
I can't believe you're coming out against self-driving cars.
Yeah, really.
No. Don't get me wrong. I think it might be impractical given the road conditions half the year around here. I would love self-driving cars for other people because most people suck at driving. They're terrible. I'm very good at it. I will continue to drive my car. Although, because we're going to have on Sunday, we're going to have a texting and driving, anti-texting and driving advocate, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
You have a self-driving car, fixes the texting and driving thing. You can just text while somebody else drives.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. See?
All right.
You know that I actually owned a drone at one point.
Was it just a remote control helicopter?
It was one of the nice.
Did it have a sticker that said drone?
What
happened to it? You don't have it anymore?
I crashed it into Lake Superior. I had this big plan. I was going to start a business, aerial photography, aerial videography.
Sploosh.
Like a month after I got it.
Oh, man. That sucks.
Yeah.
What it cost?
Altogether, because I had a GoPro on the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And those
and
aren't
the
cheap.
drone.
Mm-hmm.
And, whatever, all the other crap you got to get. I was out $1,000. Which, I was like, I guess like 24 when I bought it. That was like my life savings.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's still not a small, I wouldn't want to
No.
lose $1,000 whatever.
That's...
But yeah, at that age, it's everything.
Yeah, it was.
Did you just lose control of it, or
So I was
like
up in
run
just
into
a
a
bad
bird or
pilot?
something? Or
I was up in Duluth, and it was
Well,
the
I
middle.
would think you were near the lake anyway.
It was
Here.
yeah.
just driving it over the lake from here?
And it was the middle of winter. It was super cold out, like -10, which was dumb. I should not have brought the drone out, but I'm dumb. And I bring it out, and it's sunset. The lake is smoking. Craggy shore of Lake Superior. I was like, oh man, this is going to be great footage. I'm flying it back and forth along the shore of Lake Superior, and all of a sudden it just drops.
Really? You don't know why?
It's too cold?
I guess the batteries, they don't work well in cold
they
weather,
don't
and the
last as
batteries just
long,
gave
yeah.
out, and it dropped, and it.
They don't get. There's no like a low battery alert. Like bring your drone in.
Maybe, but
Yeah.
I was an idiot. I was not good at flying it in the first place.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it was a pretty awful moment for me. So I'm actually anti-drone too.
If I can't have one, no one should.
I had a poor experience one time, and now it's all over.
What is your Twitter handle again?
Johnson Bend.
Johnson Bend, not Ben.
Yeah, you
D.
guys have been
Johnson.
screwing it up.
Yeah, I blame Dylan. Johnson Bend. All right, you tease with
I suppose we should get to it. Huh?
nut.
ProPublica, online investigative journalism site, teamed up with NPR to do kind of a deep dive into how workers' comp benefits have been slowly eroding over the last however many years.
Okay.
And as part of this big investigation they did into workers' comp, they made a tool where you could look up by state, if you lose whatever body part, what the average payout is.
Oh,
for
so something
losing that.
happens to you, you can look into what other people have gotten.
Yeah, like, hey, if I want to, chop off a finger at work, what
am I
kind of
gonna
payout?
make?
Yeah.
I can-
What am I looking at?
I don't use my pinkies.
What was particularly awful about Minnesota, which had below average payouts across the board.
Really?
Yeah, like tens of thousands of dollars under the national average for they call them permanent partial disability payouts. But the most egregious one was that they have data on this, where if you lose a testicle on the job, you're only entitled to an average of $3,750.
Wow.
$37.50.
That's the going rate
that's-
of a testicle in Minnesota.
That is not the exact number. That's more of a ballpark number.
Yeah. I'm not.
$37.50?
Well, they don't really value, they don't value the cojones here in Minnesota like they used to.
National average 27,000,
Wow.
Whoa.
That is significant.
which seems more in line. I mean, if
No,
you
I'm not-
lose a testicle on the job, it's
Can you-
like, come on.
Can you sell it?
yeah, you
I mean,
want to sell it here.
is there a market for this?
What if you lose both?
I guess it would
Because
be.
here's the, you can still
Is
do what
that
you need
per?
to do with one. You know,
I want to know the circumstance where you lose one, or maybe I.
Well, there was that guy.
like a vivid description.
We talked about that guy in Russia, who some TV
Oh,
star in
earmuffs.
Russia that got drugged.
Yeah.
and was with a woman,
Who surgically
and woke up the next day, didn't know what had happened, had blacked out, and found that they'd been removed surgically, and they suspected that it was a case of organ trafficking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's the worst thing to wake up to find. Like, wait, what? Where
well, you talk about a tough day at work.
feel like something's missing.
So I suppose in this this data put together, did it give the reasons
No.
people had lost?
No, but I called up a workers' comp lawyer, and he said that this permanent partial disability payout is just one part of the benefits you get, or the compensation you get if you lose, a body part. I mean, there's also wage loss, and then there's like the duration of benefits, the ease of claiming.
Is there
I mean, there's a lot of things that go into a state's worker comp.
Okay.
And he actually says that Minnesota's workers' comp laws are pretty good,
Is there a
but we just don't shell out any dough for
there-
losing body parts.
group out there that's maybe lobbying to increase the payout for losing
You know, I
Using a
didn't come
testicle?
across anything.
Maybe we should spearhead that.
Yeah, I mean that would make a heck of a stump speech. You know, if you're like, 'cause,
No,
I mean, even
that's a different body part. If you're left with just
well, I mean, if you even the average in Minnesota for losing a leg, the average payout was $48,000. National average was $153. So like we're way behind. Losing an eye, 22,000 in Minnesota, 96,000 was the national average. You know, so you can
none of these sound worth it.
yeah. So this lawyer told me though, I let my clients know to have very small expectation as to the amount of compensation from permanent partial disability ratings, and the amount of money they will receive for the affected body part will be better than a sharp stick in the eye.
That's
So I was
not
like,
necessarily
really, dude?
funny
Yeah,
for the guy who just got a sharp stick in the eye. Like the reason he's in your office.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than nothing. All right. I know you lost a testicle, but stop complaining.
Yeah.
No,
Man
I'm going to complain.
Grow
Okay.
a pair.
Okay. Given the choice, losing a testicle, or any other, like a digit, kidney. Nah, not the kidney. We'll go kidneys. We'll go digit, eyes, ears, testicle. Given the choice, what would you lose?
Basically done with mine, so I'll
Take one.
take the testicle.
Mine didn't work in the first place.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Nobody sees it. Literally nobody.
That's not true.
So it
I
sounds.
can open up my Snapchat and prove that wrong.
So it sounds like because we're dudes, like, oh, that'd be terrible. But given the choice, you got two. I lose one over one of my 10 fingers.
Well, the thing
They're
is,
serving no real tangible purpose anymore.
Not
So-
anymore. Yeah.
well, you get a big
Send in your pictures. Hashtag TCNT.
No, don't.
The
do
body
that.
part
No.
you'd be okay losing.
No, don't do that.
You know that woman, the woman in Russia who removed that gentleman's gonad?
Right.
You know what she was? Family jewel thief.
You guys really need a rim shot sounder.
We have one somewhere.
Come on, Dylan.
I can't do everything. All right, what's next?
Well, speaking of social media,
Because I could really make jokes on this all day long.
have you guys ever tweeted or Facebook something and then regretted it immediately?
Literally every day.
Yes.
There's kind of like a meme on Twitter where it's just like never tweet. I know I've tweeted stuff before and then just been like, oh, why did I do that?
Social media is a terrible idea. Whoever
Yeah.
came up with that?
You should really just stay off at all costs.
Uh-huh.
But if you must, and especially if you're a police officer, don't tell critics to kill themselves, to go hang themselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah, did that happen?
Yeah, that was I mean, we're at a point now where you really, if you even joke about that, coming from a guy who has joked about that, it's a terrible idea.
It is.
Because you're
Don't do
you're
that.
jumped on for being insensitive. And God forbid, what if somebody were to take your advice? You know?
Right.
There's
Yeah.
a Fargo police officer hopped on Facebook the other day. There's a critic who was criticizing the University of North Dakota police for not saying anything over a police shooting last Saturday. A University of North Dakota police, after a long chase, opened fire on an unarmed 41-year-old, shot him 6 times, and they hadn't really said anything. It had been a couple days, and the police hadn't said anything about the issue. So one critic named Daryl Danielson got on Facebook and said, you know, why aren't they saying anything? It's the responsibility to let the public know what
Yeah,
happened.
fair criticism. Absolutely. Sure.
A Fargo police officer by the name of Zach Messmer got on.
Changing his name shortly.
Yeah.
Moving out of North Dakota.
He hopped on into the heated replies on this Facebook thread and said, Daryl, ... you should do us all a favor and hang yourself.
Oh, God.
No. I'm looking at it right now at citypages.com, your story. He said, Daryl, ... you should do us all a favor and hang yourself?
Yeah, the question
They put
mark
a
at
question
the
mark
end
at
was
the end?
pretty weird.
Sharp guy.
Yeah.
Very sharp guy.
That response on online arguing needs to go away. And you see it all the time. If you ever delve into the comment sections
I've
of
done it.
controversial news stories or articles, you'll see eventually someone will throw that out there to respond to somebody who said something they disagree with. You need to stop.
Yep.
You need to just stop. You need to stop tweeting it, posting, using it as a comment, suggesting it to a YouTube video that you don't like. I mean, it's just a terrible, terrible thing to say, and it needs to completely go away. There's another story, unrelated, but of a police officer in Seaside Heights. I'm not sure what state this is out of at the moment, but apparently there was an accident where a truck cracked through some ice, had a dog in it. The dog died, and one of the police officers that was involved in the rescue started posting all these jokes about keeping with the same topic. Why didn't the dog do the doggy paddle? Was his favorite movie Dog Day Afternoon? Was he listening to Van Halen's Diver Down? These are the questions I want answered. He's been suspended.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And this cop is an idiot.
Yeah.
Both in this situation. Sorry, both in this situation?
Yeah, the question mark really threw me. Maybe that'll be part of his defense. He's like, hey, man, I was just asking.
Yeah, it was just a question.
But yeah.
And not
just,
ask questions?
In general, just think before you press send, I think, is the general.
Oh, we've said this about politicians before, and it certainly applies to police officers. Now, police officers, I think, shouldn't have a Twitter handle, or at least one with their name on it, because where's the upside? Politicians kind of need to do their job. It's part of the game.
Yeah.
But neither one of them should try to be funny. There's no upside.
It's probably going to fall flat.
It's only downside. Nobody's going to see that tweet and say, well, here's your sitcom.
No, but I mean, like you look at, I guess Garofalo is the guy on Twitter from the legislature.
That's where I stumbled upon this little theory of mine.
I really like Garofalo on Twitter. I think he's entertaining.
That's because you're a Democrat. I don't.
I'm not a Democrat, for the record.
Pat's a friend. I like him. However, he doesn't do himself or any of us favors by having a Twitter account.
What about his Facebook account? He
get rid
gets
of that
into
too.
it. He gets into it
Right.
online. He
There's no
does. He
upside.
likes to get in the little spats and reply to people. And
I don't mind mixing it up.
Yeah, we need some
But
of
making
we need
jokes,
some of them.
Trying to be funny as a politician or a cop.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
At least there's an upside for those of us in the media to try to be funny. And I try every day so hard. But there's no upside if you're a politician or a cop, or what are you hoping to get more followers, officer?
You know,
Right.
You know what I really love about politicians being on Facebook is that I friend them, and then when I can't get a hold of them for interviews, I see them on Facebook chat, and I'll just message them, be like, "Hey, how you doing? I know you're
I will say
online
this
right
about-
now."
You'll notice I've turned that off on my Facebook page.
I will say this about Twitter is that it has made it easier to book interviews because it's easy. You can ignore an email and delete it a lot more. It seems easier than ignoring a tweet when somebody's tweeting at you
Publicly,
and it's popping up on your
yeah.
phone. You're getting the notifications. You're going to see all of them. So it's easier. It helps with booking interviews sometimes.
And Facebook has a thing where even if you're not friends with somebody, if you pay $1, they'll deliver it to their inbox.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I do that all the time, and it works surprisingly well. Yeah,
Huh. I just friend request him.
All right.
Yeah.
I think the moral.
Allison Brie, that's worth $1.
Allison, just call me back.
And with the case in New Jersey where the truck went through the ice and the dog died, there are a lot of people there who look at watch a movie with a girl sometime where a dog gets shot, and they'll react more viscerally than if a person gets shot.
Yeah.
Don't go after dead pets unless you're throwing little dogs to wolves
It's bad advice.
or rabbits.
Don't do that.
Thank you very much, Ben Johnson with the City Pages.
Spring is here.
No,
Stop
it isn't.
it.
Thank you very much, Central Media Services. Go to centralmediaservices.com to check them out and use them for your video needs. Thank you very much, Batman. I appreciate your co-hostiness.
You're welcome.
All week. And we'll see you at the Auto Show.
Fighting crime all weekend.
Auto Show this Sunday at noon. See you then.
Open up the door. I was telling myself, do you hear me? I don't want nobody to give me nothing.
Here's a look at the roads brought to you